President Trump is holding a dinner meeting this evening with his top military advisors. They are considering a response to the apparent chemical attack against civilians in Syria by the Assad regime. The president said a decision could come by the end of the day. Both he and at the White House and Ambassador Nikki Haley at the United Nations condemned the Syrian attack.
It was an atrocious attack. It was horrible. You don't see things like that, as bad as the news is around the world. You just don't see those images.
The Russian regime, whose hands are all covered in the blood of Syrian children, cannot be ashamed by pictures of its victims.
Now to the attack that led to all of this. We caution you, some of the images in this report by Holly Williams are graphic.
Survivors in Douma smelled strongly of chlorine, according to medics, a chemical that can be deadly in confined spaces and especially toxic for children. We cannot independently verify these videos, but many of the dead seem to have collapsed with no obvious signs of injury. We spoke with one medic by phone who told us he treated around 70 of the victims, but for his own safety asked that we not identify him.
Everyone who had a cough, a bloody cough, after that died. One of them was my patient who were about 35. I tried to save him.
The Syrian regime is accused of using chlorine as a weapon many times before, and this alleged chemical bombardment comes as the regime attacks the rebel stronghold of eastern Ghouta. But the regime, as always, denies it's used chemical weapons. Its ally Russia was even more categorical and called the allegations fake news. Overnight, airstrikes targeted a Syrian regime airbase near the city of Homs. According to Russia, they were fired by 2 Israeli fighter jets. The airbase is used by the regime's other backer, Iran. We don't know if the strikes were connected with the alleged chemical attack, but the carnage of the last 48 hours lays bare the proxy war being fought in Syria. Iran and Russia back the regime, regardless of its atrocities. And now the US must again decide how to respond.
A year ago, the US responded to a sarin nerve agent attack in Syria by launching nearly 60 Tomahawk cruise missiles targeting a Syrian regime airbase. Today, Russia warned of, quote, grave repercussions if the US again takes military action. Jeff.
Holly Williams, thank you very much.